Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're talking about Kromatika, aka KROM. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So I actually do have Uniswap open up here in a new tab, and we're going to be talking about why. But really kind of looking at Uniswap, like this thing was worth over $50 billion market cap at its all-time highs. And it's sitting at about a $5.4 billion market cap right now. Fully diluted, it's about 7 point almost 4 billion. You do see like the total supply is 1 billion. You do see the circulating supply is like 734 million. And going back to the all-time chart on this thing, remember, like this thing came out at around like roughly $7 back in 2020. It came down to test about like almost $2 and then quickly ran up to about almost $44. So like this thing was extremely like massive in terms of its like ROI opportunity. But when we compare this to something like Kromatika, which to me I think is extremely early in what it's focused on, but also I think that it's a great option if you are looking for like a major opportunity within the space. Maybe you're looking for like a first 100x opportunity. Obviously, things are not guaranteed in terms of like ROI value, but I think that this is probably one of the closest options to that. And we're gonna talk about why here in a second, but going back as far as like roughly the 2021 timeframe, like this thing was trading under 1 cent. Yes, since then it is up quite a bit. But our bottoming point right now is around like this almost 4 cent to like 3 cent zone. As you guys do see, like we recently jumped down to like 3 cents. And yes, I did buy around that range. But this thing has a ton of upside potential because of what it is focused on. It's taking Uniswap and it's revolutionizing the foundational technology around Uniswap. Kromatika right now is severely overlooked. The holders tab, this thing's sitting at about 2,000 holders. Still very early in terms of the number of addresses and things like that. And also markets. We recently got listed on Bitrue, which was like the first major exchange to actually list KROM, sorry. And we've talked about Bitrue in the past, like I utilized it, but you do see like the volume on it is only $63. Like there's not much volume coming from, Bitrue. A lot of the volume is actually coming from BKX. But I've actually utilized Uniswap to buy Kromatika, but you can actually use their app itself to buy Kromatika. And we're going to be talking about how. But yeah, market cap wise, sitting at about a $4 million market cap, fully diluted, it's about a $5 million market cap. Again, still very early. Upside potential on this thing could be major. I've actually discussed this on Twitter as well. Like I said, at some point in time, like Kromatika is a 100x gem. I just don't see how it doesn't get to a $400 million market cap. If it had just $1 billion in market cap, it would be worth $12.15, 237x opportunity. Again, comparing it to Uniswap, like this is at a $5.4 billion market cap. If we had that market cap right now, this thing would be insane. It would be at over a 1,000x opportunity, and it would be sitting at about like roughly almost like $50 to $60, which is pretty crazy if you actually think about it. Now, also, right, with the exchange listing of, Bitrue, I think that this is going to put a little bit more eyes on the project, but it's not going to do much. Like, remember, Bitrue is still a fairly small exchange. I actually look forward to seeing like a tier 1 listing of Kromatika. I think that that's when like everything really does change. I mean, Bitrue is still a pretty solid exchange for like a major listing. Remember, like this is the number 33rd exchange out there, almost like $4 billion in volume, and then of course like over 1.8 million weekly visits. So this is actually a pretty large exchange for something like Kromatika, but I just don't think that there's going to be a ton of volume flowing in. Like remember, like here we have like the liquidity on it, or the volume on it, which is only like $63, which is nothing. So again, just be aware, like once we do see like major exchange listings, Kromatika is going to fly. But also, let's talk about the overall market cap wise for this. So here we have the top 10 decentralized exchange coins by market cap. So of course, like many of these you probably are all aware of, like PancakeSwap, Loopring, Synthetics, Thorchain, and even like Uniswap. Also like even Curve. Now, the funny thing is, like, Curve is like the one that a lot of people are aware of right now, sitting at about a $460 million market cap. Again, I share with you guys, like 400 million plus would easily be a 100x opportunity. I do think that that is viable. I think that's actually a pretty conservative range compared to like a lot of these other projects within this that are not really revolutionizing any sort of the underwhelming technology around decentralized exchanges. Remember, DEXs are extremely early in the sense on like where they currently are at development wise, but also like even adoption wise. I think that decentralized exchanges, they are fairly new. Like they, we really started to hear about them in like 2017, 2018. But they didn't really pick up until like around 2020 into like 2021 with, of course, like Uniswap taking the lead as a project. But I do think that, Kromatika could possibly be the next like major one in terms of like a Uniswap, if you will. And the reason why is because of their model that they are working on. So we just here for the past 6 months, our dev team has been working on a zero gas fee swap model. And I just want to pause this video real quick, and I want to ask all of you, if you have utilized Uniswap, how many of you have had a bad experience with Uniswap? Because I've utilized Uniswap many times for like a lot of like the swaps that I have, done in the past. Like even to buy Kromatika, for an example, I have utilized, Uniswap. And it was just not the best experience. Not only are you paying astronomical, fees, but you also like you get slippage also. Like for $1,000, it might be worth like $980, or like $5,000 might be worth $4,800. Like they take massive amounts off of you just for like slippage fees, and like also not to even account for like the gas fees as well. So like when we talk about like a zero gas fee model, like this is revolutionizing the entire decentralized exchange system. We do see this means a user, doesn't need to hold any network native tokens like Ethereum for smart contract fees. Soon you will have an option to pay gas fees directly from swapped amounts. And yeah, like this is actually going to be fairly large, and we're going to actually show you guys the overall, UI and stuff around this. And also, real quick, just to be fully transparent, no, I'm not being paid. No, I'm not being sponsored or anything like that. No, I'm just talking about Kromatika just because I actually do love the project. And we do see here, we scan multiple pools to give you the best savings for swap transactions so that you can be assured of the best value for your crypto. Kromatika also loves the layer 2 for low gas prices and fast network speeds. Again, like they are, really kind of focused on some very large use cases around the decentralized exchange area. Like remember, I've always shared with you guys like Uniswap in the past, just simply because like, this is a great way to get into early gems as quick as possible. Like this is basically getting in on assets before they get listed on a centralized exchange. So it's very lucrative. But the issue here, right? So like we could choose like Uniswap, we could choose like a random token, for an example, like Alchemy Pay. We could go and throw like 45 Ethereum in here, for an example. It's going to fetch the best price, which, we also do see like Kromatika doing that. Sorry, I went to a new tab. But, Kromatika also does this. But the issue here, right, is that first off, we're losing about 33.47% here, which is actually pretty large. And then, of course, you also pay a slippage fee, and then you also do pay a network fee. Not to mention, like, how big of a price impact this actually is. And the best way to see it is actually utilizing USDC. So if I was to do like $70,000 for an example, right? So here's how large of an impact this actually is. So, and we could actually even do something like this, actually. So we'll do 800,000, ACH for an example. So we would be selling this, and you do see like, you're taking a 15% loss initially on the price impact, as well as paying a network fee. Like, this is the issue here. So, like, when we actually look at the end game here, like, you are losing out on quite a bit of money utilizing something like Uniswap. And also over here, like, imagine instant swaps executed automatically at a specific price defined by you without any of the bad effects. That's right, we, keep you safe from front-running bots, slippage, and swap fees. You will never feel robbed trading on decentralized exchanges again. And I could actually show you guys how big of a deal this actually is. So, obviously, taking we'll just say, we'll say like 8 million for an example. Like this is how rough it is. So, I just shared with you guys, like this is so bad. Like if we go back to this, so like here's $8,800 for an example at 800,000 tokens. This should be 80,000, but you're taking a massive hit, a 63% hit. Now let's go over to Kromatika real quick. So let's go to swap. We're gonna go to USDC. So let's go to USDC. And now we're going to do ACH. Now we're going to do the same exact thing. So let's actually do 8 million. 1 second. So there we have it. It should do its thing. I don't know if this actually updates automatically or not. I don't know. Or sorry, I don't know if this is actually going to update like that. So we also do see like gasless mode coming soon, front run protection coming soon. So I would actually have to connect my wallet to do this. So I do apologize. I can't really show you guys that all that much here, but just know that like the fees on Kromatika compared to Uniswap are massively different. Like this is absolutely terrible. Like to be completely honest with you guys, like this is extremely bad. And you could really kind of see it with something like even Ethereum, for example. Like here's an 800 Ethereum transaction. I don't know what Ethereum currently is trading at. I think it's like almost 1500. It might actually be like around like. Let's actually go to Ethereum real quick. 1 second. So I don't know what just happened with CoinMarketCap. I apologize for that, guys. So it's trading at about like $1,500. We could actually kind of see the live price once we click it, because I know that this isn't updated fully. So 15 basically about. So if we're actually looking at this at 800 at 15.15 a token, this would be worth $1.2 million. It would be $1,212,000 to be exact. After the fees are cut out, we're getting back 1.2 million. So they're taking over a $10,000 fee off of us basically at the end of the day. And also we do see like the network fee down there. And then of course, like after the fact, you also do have to pay gas fees on top of this. Like that is very, very bad in terms of like transactional value. You're not getting the full value of your tokens. Kromatika is fixing that altogether. And also, yes, you can buy Kromatika on their exchange, like by just going here, choosing Kromatika. You could send like Uniswap to this wallet, whatever wallet you are utilizing, and then you just transact with it. Also, you could utilize Polygon for a lot less fees. Yes, you could also use like Polygon over here on Uniswap as well. Like for an example, we can do like Matic to like for an example, I don't know if we can do. So we could do wrapped Ethereum. So we'll do like 50 for an example. Again, like the fees aren't too bad on like Matic, just because like again, it's not like the Ethereum chain itself, but you're still seeing like quite of a big of a difference. They're still taking over like $200. Like just imagine getting your full value out of something. Like that's why Kromatika is such a big game changer for decentralized exchanges. This is also why I do look forward to seeing this fully launch out and become like the next big thing, because again, like all of this is the next generation of decentralized exchanges. I truly do think that this is going to be such a revolution to this entire market around like decentralized exchanges themselves, because we're still very early within that aspect. And also, yes, the roadmap is still being built out. Like they're still focused on some great things. Like also we will see staking and yield farming, launching of a governance token, distribution of governance token to Kromatika protocol users, and a DAO. We do see like adding gasless market swap feature to Kromatika protocol, liquidity farming rewards for Kromatika liquidity providers on Uniswap on all networks, launching the Kromatika protocol on the Polygon network as well, centralized exchange listing, which we've already kind of seen one centralized exchange listing so far. We do see launching KROM E and then Kromatika V2, new features, modern UI, hybrid decentralized exchange. So again, focused on some great things that are continuously working, they're continuously building out, continuously updating as well. Like you guys can go check out Kromatika on Twitter. Like I said, they're very active in regards to like kind of giving us an insight on where they are at with development. Also, definitely go check out aristocrates.eth on Twitter. Problem, like in the last 6 months at Kromatika, we have been working on a solution to offer decentralized exchange swaps at 0 fees, same as you can on a centralized exchange. Solution, it is simple. The swap smart contract charges a fee directly from the swapped accounts. No Ethereum needed. Like they have already fixed this. Like I'm telling you, they're changing the decentralized exchange space forever and for good, and I'm very excited for this. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.